Hello and welcome to day 57 in my countdown to Antarctica. And this is going to be a fun video for me and hopefully for you too. I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey of scuba diving that led me to this trip. So it'll be a little bit about my story, a little bit about the places that I have been diving, and this will probably be part one of hopefully just two parts. Depends how much I start talking. We'll see. Um, so I got certified. I got my open water in 2012 in Fiji. That was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I skipped ahead a little bit because I did a discover scuba diving in Mexico in 2011 with my friend, and I was actually hesitant. I didn't want to go. I didn't really think I'd enjoy it. I don't know why. I did really love snorkeling at the time, but I always hyperventilated when I first got in the water for like a couple of minutes, and I just thought that might happen like the whole time I was diving. Anyways, it was completely different and I loved it. So the next year when I went to Fiji, I got certified, and immediately after my certification went and did a shark feed dive in Bega Lagoon, also in Fiji. And that was so cool. There was bull sharks, and tons and tons and tons of different kinds of reef sharks, among probably fish. I don't remember the fish though. So that was kind of the start of my scuba adventure. After that, I would dive like once a year, maybe twice a year, depending where I was traveling. And that would basically be, when I went on vacation in tropical destinations. I'm drinking tea out of a soup cup because I love tea. A small cup's not big enough. I want more. Sorry, my throat's getting dry from talking. So, scuba diving about once a year in different destinations. I dove in Thailand and Mexico and Jamaica and the Caymans. Those are probably the main places that I did that. And then I went on a trip with a local scuba shop in 2019. We went to a great island called Bonaire. It's literally surfer's paradise. That's what they have on their license plates of their vehicles. It's an island where you can rent a pickup truck and just load it up with tanks and drive around the island and just walk off the beach into the ocean and scuba dive. And it's great diving, great marine life there. I saw my first seahorse while I was there and my first frogfish. When I went this last December, almost a year ago, I saw an eagle ray, lots of turtles, like a couple of baby turtles, and still just great reefs. It's really impressive. I really enjoyed it. And I did so much diving. Both times I went. I know last year I tallied it up and I wish I had grabbed my logbook. But I think I spent about 27 hours diving on a 6-day trip. So lots and lots of diving. That was like 20, gosh, I don't even want to say how many dives, in the 20s for sure. So yeah, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit because that was a lot of the talk about my warm water diving. I'm going to tell you more about some of the things I saw in Thailand because Thailand is one of my favorite places to dive. The first time I went and dove there, I remember seeing sharks. We dove in the Similan Islands, which was so cool. There was lots of rocks and boulders under the water and you could like swim through some of them. That was super cool. I can just picture it and still feel like I'm there. That was the biggest standout part for me. And I really also liked diving in Koh Phi Phi in Thailand. I can't remember what I saw there the first time, but it was still fantastic. And then when I went, this would have been in 2018 when I went the second time, I went and dove in Koh Tao and I saw some whale sharks, and that was just absolutely phenomenal. The ones we saw were babies and they were like 3 to 5 meters. So still really massive. And they're just so docile. We saw them on 2 separate occasions. One time when we were on the boat, so we just jumped in and snorkeled with them, and then the other time we were diving and they just kind of approached us from the distance, and it was so cool. I know I have the video somewhere. I shared it in the recent couple of months because it came up in the memories that I had on Facebook. Yeah, so some amazing experiences in warm water. Also in Mexico, the cenotes are fantastic. I only did cavern type dives there. I'm not cave certified, but they're just so beautiful. The water's so clear. Um, it's just an surreal experience. And also some of them have like an H2S layer, which creates this fogginess. I didn't go through the layer. You can in, I think, all of them. I'm not so sure of the one that we went in the Angelita cenote. You could, but we didn't. I was a little nervous. The guide didn't offer, and I wasn't like, oh yeah, take me. So we didn't go. It was still really cool though, because there was like trees. Because cenotes, if you don't know, are basically sinkholes. So basically everything that has fallen into the ground is still in there. Some of it is really submerged in the water and some of it is not. So it creates little islands and all this cool architecture. So in this cenote, there was all these tree roots and stuff and branches and logs coming out of this fog. Oh, so cool, but kind of gives me the chills just thinking about it, but it was really exciting. Okay, I keep saying that's all of the warm water stuff, and then more memories keep coming back. Okay, so the first time that I went to Bonaire, I went with a dive shop. Shout out to the dive shop in Calgary. And I was talking to September and Sabrina, owner and employee instructor of this dive shop, at the dive shop. And I don't even know how we came upon the topic, but they said that they had gone to Antarctica and they scuba dived there. And I was just astounded because I had always wanted to go to Antarctica, but kind of had written it off as in like, nobody really goes there, right? Like, and then I met these two people that had gone, and then not only had they gone, but they had scuba dived. So I was like, wow, so this is totally real. People that I know have done this, and then they've done this extra cool thing on top of it. And that kind of sealed the deal that like I needed to go. So not long after that trip, I came home. And so that trip was like in December. And I think in February or March, I booked the trip originally to Antarctica for 2021. And then obviously that didn't happen. And 4 years later, here we are. So yeah, that is the whole beginning of the dive story that has led me to booking the trip. And since this video is already almost 8 minutes long, I'm going to stop. Have a sip of delicious tea. It's homemade tea that one of my, it's not a herbalist, but something like that. Maybe it is a herbalist. That she made so delicious. So I will do another video tomorrow about the second part of the diving journey that has led me here, which is all about the cold water diving. And that has now surpassed the dives that I've done in warm water up to this point. So that'll be another really fun video. If you guys are still watching, awesome, because this is a long video and it's kind of been all over the map, as I sometimes am. So that's how my thoughts go. This way, that way, this way, that way. Thank you so much for joining me. I am looking forward to tomorrow, and maybe you are too. Bye.